Here we are, the Racing Pals pre-season. Green flags are out, we're away. Good start for everyone. There's a bit of contact. Everyone seems to get through the first corner cleanly. Small gap as deep cut goes wide. Darker seizes the opportunity to guard the inside. Bongus goes across the last bit of the chicane. That opens up the gap for Bartleby, who tries round the outside of the last corner. They're neck and neck as they come across the timing line under BMW bridge. Bartleby is ahead. Hello and welcome back once again to the Racing Pals ACC GT3 Season 2 Race 5 here at the Paul Ricard GP circuit in France. Paul Ricard being an old test track for one of the F1 teams, if I believe correctly. Many corners resembling this fact as well, even having the longest straight, I believe, of the GTWS. I could be wrong, it could be beaten by Blanchiment at Spa, but I'm pretty sure it is of the Mistral straight, lasting quite a long time, giving drivers the perfect opportunity to sit back and think about what has happened in the race. We're at race 5 out of 6. In 2 weeks' time from today will be the Nürburgring, the final race of the season, but for now we have this race here, now, in France, to get on with. And maybe we'll see a champion arise from today, as apparently Eat Magash closed first place in the pro standings, is apparently off sick tonight. I'm not sure if he has come in the end. However, it was looking that way. For people as well that are new to the RP series, there is a 15-minute qualifying session which is currently going on in the background, followed by a 1-hour race. There is a mandatory pit stop. You must change your tyres. You do not have to refuel, however you can refuel if you want. And then the points table is there. 14 for first, 1 point for 10th. And there's also success ballast. This is applying to the pro category only. It's not for the AM category, as we run 2 categories here. 60 kilograms for first place in the standing, 25 for second, and 10 kilograms for third. There's also stewarding at post-race. However, I believe they are here for the race as well. Also, hello into the chat. I'm going through my script in the background as well. Right, moving on to the driver's standings. Eat Magash took first place 2 weeks ago off of Pierre Moreno with 55 points. Moreno sliding back into second. He's going to have no Eat Magash today, I think, as well, with 9 points to make up. With Ed Cassetta behind as well, who's come into the series a bit later, still slotting into third. Monticelli and Cook tied 4th. Uscheisen in 6th. Knapp in 7th. Cariola 8th, with Bingus McWongers and Frederick Schoblam. 11th is Liggins. 12th is Anderson, 13th is Burnink, 14th is Alacia, 15th is Bartleby, 16th is Hockett, 17th is Osman, tied 18th is Mercury, Tigers and Greep. Moving on to the AM standings, we have Hutchins in first now with quite a commanding lead, 14 points ahead of Trainboy 2005, who has had some quite bad luck this season, so I'm sure he's going to be hoping, and hungry as well, to iron out any issues that he might have going into the race, to come back and maybe put a challenge in for Hutchins at the next round to take the title. Braden Ahoov on the move is in third, with Arnold in fourth. Fifth is Trifonov, tied sixth is Fidlak, Treasure, and Sorby. Tied 9th is Long, Deep Cuts, and Gottlieb. 12th is Yusuf. 13th is Rowe. 14th is tied between Vangelua and Phillips. 16th is Nolan. 17th is Luxury. 18th is Hank. And 19th is Anderson. Oh, I'm losing my things off. There we go. So we will be finishing up with qualifying in around 8 minutes. I will be reading chat at the minute as well. So if there are any questions, just let me know, as we are on board. Well, we'll say on board with Trainboy 2005. How about we go on board with him? Trainboy 2005 currently tied. Sorry, not tied. Currently second in the AM standings. As well, for people wondering, last weekend, 2 weekends ago, two ballast penalties were given out. They go to. What are they going to do? We'll have a quick check. They're going to Liggins and Cook as well. I'm not sure if Cook is here this race. I'm not sure. He might have cancelled in race app, so he might not be. Here today, as we see Trainboy turning onto the Mistral straight. Here we go. Now let's have a long time to sit back and think. And yeah, it is. This is Sada Corsa Competizione. It's a online racy car brum brum game. Ah, one of my nails has just snapped off as well. That hurt. This is the Racing Pals series that I commentate. It happens every other week. I also commentate their AC series, and next Saturday I'll be here in this sim again, commentating their first 4-hour race as well. So that will definitely be one to come back and look at. And 6 minutes left on the qualifying. Taking first at the minute is Monticelli, number 66 Lexus with a 155.5. Ed Cassetta is just behind, only 7/100ths off of Monticelli's time, followed by Moreno, who has got that 25 kilos of ballast at just over 3.5 tenths. Fourth is Bingus McLongus, number 8. McLaren, again, just under 4 tenths behind Monticelli. 5th is Alacia, 6th is Burning, 7th is Streisen, 8th is Trainboy 2005, 9th is Shoblin, and 10th is Spec. At this current moment in time, this might change as time goes on. We're going to now No, I am the one. I am the stream of this series. Yeah, the streams that come from this series here in the game come onto my Twitch channel. Then they go over to my YouTube channel. A little bit after they're done. I will be moving over to YouTube at some point in the future. It's just a case of getting that ready and working, as now we're with Pierre Moreno. Let's jump on board with him. With no Eat Magash on the grid tonight, it looks like Moreno might be taking the championship win. However, I always can say that it's never over until it is actually over. There is this race and the next race. Pierre Moreno might even walk away with a bad result tonight. I don't want to jinx him or put the commentator's curse on him, as some people say, but you never know what's going to happen with, I think, 23 cars on the grid. Right, let me just have a check. Is that 23 on the grid? 25 on the grid, sorry. Huh? What other two? Okay. Oh, that's just the way, if I jump back, that's just the way that the tower works. It doesn't fit everyone in. Yeah. Otherwise, I think it's set at a limit of a few. Marina's just given up, so we'll jump on with Van Gelwu. 40th birthday today as well for Nicholas Van Gelwu as well. So let's all wish him a happy birthday. The big 4-0. Apparently he feels no different from when he was 39, so that's always an upside there. As we see, he is in one of the McLarens. McLaren being quite a popular choice, actually. Cassetta being us at one. This Chamber 2005, Arnold, Sommer, and also Van Gelwu taking it on the grid today. There's also a Honda as well. Mr. Deep Cuts, I don't think, can join us tonight. He's the other Honda who is on the grid, and he's not with us tonight. The Audi as well, making an appearance with the Porsche in the mix as well. Right, here comes. Van Gelwu goes through with a 1:59.6, but it was invalidated, so let's hope he can get a better lap tonight as he goes through the first two corners now on the run down to turn 3. Going now through turn 3, over the curb, turn 4, and turn 5, all in one place. I'm going to make sure you don't go too far off of the curb on the edge of turn 5 to the left, because it is quite quick at invalidating your lap. Now on to the Mistral straight. We're going to switch back to the Helicam. As you can see, it is a very long straight, actually. It does go on for quite a long time. The draft as well, that the different cars will give and get as they go nose to tail down it will definitely give us a few overtakes, maybe on the straight, and even a few turn 7 here as he comes off of the Mistral straight. We're going to jump back inside. They off the track, but that won't invalidate your lap. You're not allowed to go around those white signs, I think, is where it'll invalidate you. Or turn 8. And quite hard because it's a long right-hander. You want to, if you apex the first bit, you're going to go wide on the second bit, but you don't want to go wide on the first bit because otherwise you're going to have someone slot up the inside. Something otherwise right. Now we're into the final part of the lap. Here as he comes round. Final few corners. The red and blue ultra grippy things there in replace of sand traps. They'll ruin your tyres though if you go through onto them. Is Van Gelwu going to go across the line and get a better time? Let's have a look as he comes across the line. Was in 24th. He will have the ability for one more lap though. Let's jump back. Who are we going to have a look at? Someone who's out of piss. There you go, because he's loved in my stream. Let's jump on board with Brad in a Hoove in the groove on the move. 35 seconds remaining, so drivers who cross the line before it hits 0 will be able to get one more lap done. For Hoove in the groove on the move. I think that might have actually invalidated his time there, but I'm not 100% sure. He's still going. So might still have a lap through Hoove in the AM standings here. At the minute, it looks like Faglack is in the lead in the AM qualifying, with Ed Cassetta leading Pierre Moreno up front for the Pro standings, and Morcelli in third. The AM qualifying standings at the minute is Faglack, Chamber 2005, and Spec. The other thing to note on the timing tower as well is the colour of the box next to the name of the driver is their class. White is Pro, red is AM. The game also supports Silver and Pro AM, which is Silver and Black. As well as National, which is green. However, we only run the two classes at the minute because our grid seems to be perfectly able to split down the middle for those, actually. So, as the session has come to a close. Wait for people to cross the line. Some people are already crossing the line. A minute and 30 seconds. Whoa. left, so enough time, I think, for most drivers to get around the lap. As now Hoove comes across the line, slots into 13th. So just behind Speed Spec in 12th in the Honda NSX number 30 machine. Which means we'll be soon going to the race. Here is also Trev Hummer for AJR Motorsport. Running one of the default liveries, it seems. He did put one in, but it wasn't in soon enough as far as I recall. This man will be commentating with me next Saturday on the McBongus 400 that Racing Pals is also running. So as the session comes to a close, so your driver in the lead is Ed Cassetta, followed by Pierre Moreno. Actually, we can do it this way. Because a lot of people liked this last time. So, starting from first place here in the McLaren 720S is Ed Cassetta, number 75 machine, followed by Pierre Moreno, Monticelli, Bingus McBongus, Alacia, Findlack, burning there in the red and silver Mercedes AMG, Uscheisen or Cookie in the number 12 Aston Martin to the left. There is Liggins in the number 808 car, followed by Trainboy 2005 in the number 18. Doblem there in the number 52 Porsche to the right, with Speed Spec there in the number 30 Honda. Brad Hoove in a groove on the move, starting in 13th there in the number 11 car, with Arnold in the number 44. There is Hutchins in the number 15 car, starting 15th, followed by Toby Long in the 71 car. Mercury there in the 41 BMW, with Sommer following him behind in 18th. 19th is Trifonov in the number 51 machine, followed by William Treasure in the number 500 Audi, with Trev Hummer in 21st, Gottlieb in 22nd, Rowe in 23rd. Nathan Van Gelwu there in the McLaren 720S, with, I think that is Hank just behind in the 119 machine there. Many cars on the grid for tonight's race, 25 vehicles as we're getting ready for the formation lap. It's going to be very close, I think, between Pierre Moreno and Ed Cassetta there. Pierre Moreno being in the number 922 Porsche to the left, with Ed Cassetta in the blue and orange McLaren 720S to the right. Monticelli quite close up the front as well. Definitely one to look out for. He might cause a heartbreak between the two. With Bingus McBongus in 4th. Very good driver, very consistent actually during the races. One to normally qualify quite high up and even improve as the race goes on. So again, one to watch. Many people to watch actually on the grid. They never fail to give me good racing, and I don't think today is going to be any different. We get ready to start the formation lap. Where's Ed gone? Ed's pitted. So Ed Cassetta has retired off to the pit lane here as the rest of the cars start to get going on their formation lap. We will have 1 hour. You can see there a few more cars going. There goes Mercury, there goes Trifonov, there goes Trev Hummer and Treasure, there goes Van Gelwu, and there goes Hank as well. So we're getting ready. Ed Cassetta has jumped into the pit lane. Not sure what's happened. He might have something that's come up in the real world. We'll have a look as we're following Pierre Moreno. They go in single file down to the final few corners where they'll reform into double file. And then get going on the race. For people who are new to GT racing and not 100% sure how the timer works, the race will only finish when the leading car crosses the line with 0 seconds left on the timer. If the lead car crosses with 1 second left, yes, that's 1 second, there is another lap. This is something that has made that has fallen a few drivers foul who have been banking fuel on a certain amount of laps. Obviously, fuel is liquid and that therefore adds weight. So, definitely one to remember. Drivers want to be running their cars as light as possible, and that means getting a good, accurate estimation on fuel to put in just the right amount, literally just the right amount, will mean you're a bit faster. Trainboy 2005 fell foul of this. Last round, as he had to come in on, I think, the second to last lap and get fuel, actually throwing away, I think, what was a victory in the AM class for him. It might have been second place. I know it was either first or second, which must have hurt. But you can see the drivers going left to right to get some heat into the tyres as well. The tyres will want to be at about 27.3, 27.5 PSI, I think, is where the magic number is. As the new timer, the new box has appeared, that one in the orange to the right of the number plate is how many pit stops they have left. When it goes green, that means they have no more pit stops to make. Theoretically, someone could pit on the first lap and then be done, but getting the tyres to last an hour without losing too much speed, I think, is quite hard. Right, here we go, we're getting ready. On the grid, we're following Trainboy 2005 in the blue McLaren 720S there. Head through now the final few corners. Go, the tower's going to go off for a minute as we get ready to start. The lights will go green soon. The drivers have reformed. And we are away here now. 1 hour left to go. Some drivers already making a move there. Ushaizen in the number 12, the green Aston Martin. Going, it might be free wide into turn 1. Ushaizen goes up the inside. Liggins is on the inside as well. Round they go. I don't think there's contact up the front and the mid. Ushaizen has got through. Bongus has dropped back quite a few positions there as Trainboy 2005 is moving up onto him. As now we're switching back. Trainboy 2005 going up the inside. He's now on the rear of, who is that? Is that the 888 Aston Martin? Sorry, not Aston Martin. It's, I don't know, the tower is having a lot of fun here at the minute. It's just, yes. Yeah, that is Feidlach ahead of Trainboy 2005 as we head on to the Mistral straight. Quite close here. We're now with Ian Arnold, but have to drop back. Here's Mercury chasing the rear of Toby Long in the green Aston Martin as they head off of the Mistral straight. Mercury has gotten ahead. Oh, they're still side by side as they go through. Mercury looking to have made the move. However, Toby Long will maybe start to come back as well. However, he will now be chasing down the rear of Sommer just ahead in the red McLaren 720S. I think someone goes very wide there as there's Toby Long all going in quite hot into the corner. Mercury heading a bit off track as well. I don't think there's actually been many big issues as Cassetta has also headed out of the pit lane. Here is Burning with Ushaizen just behind with the Jurgens there for Cookie No Livery Racing Keck. You want to make sure that you dip as much as you can into the slipstream of of the car ahead. I've just swallowed literally air, and that's not done me very well there. So, past the first lap, your top three from both classes is Monticelli, Moreno, and Alacia for the Pro class. Fidlac, Trainboy 2005, and Speed Spec for the AM class. Here we are now actually looking at Aaron Fidlac against Trainboy 2005. This is for the lead of the AM class. You can see Trainboy 2005 right close to the rear of that Audi. Is he going to be able to get the move done on the Mistral straight? He's staying behind for now, moving out now to the inside. He needs to get the move done as Bingus Bongus has joined in the battle as well. Two McLarens on an Audi. Trainboy 2005, are they going to go 3 wide here? Or it's going to be close? No, Fidlac drops back. Trainboy 2005 actually takes avoiding action from Bingus Bongus. Almost collects the rear of Fidlac there, but Fidlac stays ahead of Trainboy 2005. Now Fidlac is actually fighting Bingus Bongus. You have to remember as well, Bingus Fidlac is in the AM class and Bingus Bongus is in the Pro class. It's almost as if there's 2 separate races occurring here. As there is Speed Spec and Liggins, I think that is. No, sorry, that was Shoblin, number 52 machine, going side by side. And go now, starting another lap. 56 minutes just under left to go. Only going to be close, as we can see some drivers already tussling behind as well. Coming a bit further up the grid, here is Jacob Alacia for JKR Motorsports in that taxi of a Lamborghini Huracan GT3. You can see him chasing the rear of current Pro standings leader Pierre Moreno just behind. Just behind as well, we've now got Scheisen chasing the rear of Burning. Let's get on the rear camera of Burning. Oh, bit of desync there. Quite a bit of desync actually. Cars are disappearing into the floor. What's happening here? Oh my lord. There's desync everywhere. I think Scheisen's gotten ahead, but I can't be sure. I'm going to say that Scheisen has gotten ahead for now, but wow, that was ACC not having a fun time. Here is Trainboy 2005 still actually battling Bingus Bongus. Fidlac is actually disappearing out to the front as well. Here is Ed Cassetta, now actually out on track. I believe there might be quite a bit of ground for Ed Cassetta there, as we can see Hank just ahead for Mr. Ed Cassetta to catch up. Gonna be curious to keep an eye on him and see how he's gonna go. Now we're dropping back. There's still a massive train in the AM stand. You can see just ahead Toby Long going against Ian Arnold. Oh, what a cheeky switchback that was there. Through turn 1, Arnold took the apex line. Toby Long now switching back to the inside. He's going to get the inside now into the chicane. Even Mercury's having a go on Arnold as well. Oh, not getting the move done as Long goes round as well at turn 4. Long goes round. Rowe has actually gotten a drive-through penalty as well. That was clearly not what Mr. Long would have wanted there, as now we're with Ian Arnold. He'll have Mercury chasing the rear of him. As you see, he's shouting at me to move up a position to Mike Hutchins, who is now chasing the back of Vinnegroove on the move. Here you can see the Lexus versus the Mercedes getting very close to the rear there, switching around to get the outside line into turn 7 off of the Mistral straight, side by side. Mike Hutchins goes through there, but Brad Groove in a hoove on the move is going to try down the inside maybe. Ooh, you can see he was going for the attempt, but wasn't quite to be now as Mike Hutchins is on the rear of Frederick Schoblin, but keep in mind he does have hoove right on the rear as well, who is looking down the inside. There it goes, down the inside, but they're not wheel to wheel, so Hutchins does get whatever line he wants to have around there. And going for the late apex block as well, it looked like, which definitely what you want to do if you're trying to defend your position. Hutchins, though, as they go through the final corner, is still chasing down the rear of Schoblin. Into the first corner, through the second as well. We're going to see if there's any battles to switch. There, I found one. Apparently, Jürgen Zuscheisen has dropped back behind Chainboy 2005 and Biggest Among as well as Fidak, who was running up in in fourth, but looks like there's been some problems for him. Not sure what's happened there, but he was very close to the rear of Burning, but he seems to have dropped back quite a few positions, which I think maybe there might have been a spin for him. Now as we're back with Mike Hutchins, you can see many drivers actually going side by side. We need to jump back now to Brad Hoove against Ian Arnold there. Look how low the front of that McLaren is compared to the Mercedes. You can almost see his diffuser there. See Arnold getting much of the left-hand side of the car onto the curb and the runoff as he can without getting track limits. Oh, Schoblin going very deep just ahead. Whoa! Almost collecting the side of Brad Groove in a hoove on the move as Ian Arnold even gets the back out through the exit of that corner. He's now opened up the rear to Mercury just behind as well. Here is Mike Hutchins. Now he's got speed spec just ahead, you can see, in that Honda NSX. That's going to be a very close battle to look at as time goes on. Now we're with Schoblin has been overtaken by Brad Groove in a hoove on the move because he went wide at the long right-hander, 2 turns off of the Mistral straight. He's now got Brad Hoove to chase as Burning has also given a drive-through penalty. I'm going to expect that's for track limits. I think you get 3 warnings and then you are given a drive-through. So definitely one there. It's almost through turn 4. They make contact. No, not turn 4, turn 3. That's turn 4. Now we're going through turn 5 and now we're going up to turn 6. As Schoblin almost loses the position to Arnold just ahead as well. Sorry, just behind as well. English is clearly not being my my first language at the minute, as we're now with Larry Mercury in the BMW, the only BMW on the grid actually. A very interesting car choice. It's not one of the common ones. I mean, as you can tell, he's actually the only one on the grid. He or she, sorry, they. Very interesting to have a look at what the different drivers bring, as it can be different on how different drivers have a look. As Mercury goes steaming down the inside of Arnold there. That was definitely maybe a bit of a bold move, but the gap was there, and Mercury just went right down the inside. As now he's going down the inside of Liggins as well. Sorry, Schoblin as well, and also Brad Hoove in a groove on the move as Arnold heads off into the sand on the outside of the corner. Or the inside of the corner there, as down the inside goes Larry Mercury there. Schoblin now being demoted into 15th position. So 14th position, as now Mercury's going to be unleashed on the rear of Hoove in a groove on the move. The Schoblin is coming back down the outside, has to actually switch back to the inside as Mercury shuts the door Because I think behind, that's one of the Mercedes AMGs. I'm not sure who that was. That was Roder, number 63 car. Having served his pit stop as well, so that's very very good timing to have the DT and the pit stop come in at the same time. Now Larry Mercury is being unleashed on the back of Brad Groove, who've moved. As Shoblum is also on the back of Mercury, with Sommer just on the rear of Shoblum as well. We go back down the Mistral straight. Have a look, we're on the front of the BMW. Just listen to that engine noise. I don't know why, but the BMW sounds nice. As Mercury not having a go off of the Mistral straight on Brad Hoove, but Hoove going quite wide on the outside of the corner. Mercury staying behind for now. Maybe as a deterrent just to try and defend from Shoblum just behind too, as the first 15 minutes have almost elapsed. Shoblum going around the outside, but I don't think Shoblum's really making that move work. I could be wrong, as the gap has closed back up round the final corner. Shoblum definitely within drafting distance of Mercury. Sommer, I think, just behind I can see as well, might be within drafting distance of Shoblum there, as Sommer even has a look at going round to the inside, but dives back in. Shoblum also looking to the inside, but tucks back in behind Mercury as well. As away we go, Mercury almost at turn 3, making a move on Hoove, but thinking better of it right at the last minute there. Very close between these drivers. Still think it might be the closest battle we've got going at the minute, as once again Shoblum is on the rear of Mercury. See, as we're getting the front view there, you can see the back of that BMW getting closer and closer as they head down the Mistral straight. Almost looking to the inside. Is Shoblum going to make the move? We'll have a look as down to the inside he goes. Is it going to happen? There's a cone in the track as well. No, the move isn't going to happen yet. Is Shoblum going to make the move into the next corner? Turn 8? No. Shoblum staying behind. Ill to Mercury, but oh, they're getting very close between each other. Brad Hoove is also under attack from Mercury as well. As Rowe has pitted once more in position 24. As they head through the final corner, Shoblum there getting a later apex, might be more speed down the straight. We'll have to see now, as he is within, I think, 2 tenths of Mercury. Yep, 0.163 behind. Here we go. Is he going to make the move into turn 1? You can see Mercury to the right hand side. Is Shoblum going to make the move? No, he's not. Staying behind for now. However, there is one more corner, which is the chicane. Mercury going wide. Is Shoblum going to finally make the move happen? Oh, so close as they're side by side going into turn 3. Shoblum gets ahead. That was definitely a long coming move there. Frederick Shoblum moves ahead of Larry Mercury. Mercury is now opened up to Sommer just behind 2. You see the red McLaren 720S of Sommer. Just behind. 43 minutes left to go. Definitely a lot of time for the drivers. My apologies. 4 drivers to be thinking of making moves. As now with Speed Spec, the number 30 Honda. They're on the rear of Cookie No Livery Racing Keck. This is for 8th place. Speed Spec currently running 3rd in the AM race. With Monticelli running in 1st for the Pro race. So your current standings are for the Pro class: Monticelli in 1st, followed by Moreno, Alacia, Liggins, Bingersmith, Bongos, and Usheisen make up your top 6. Your top 6 for the AM standings is Feidlach, Trainboy 2005, Speed Spec, Hutchins, Hoove, and Mercury. We're actually going to head up as Trainboy 2005 is really now close to the rear of Feidlach's car there, as we're going to head to the inside. Well, Trainboy 2005 has not been having the best of luck. However, his championship rival... Oh, I need to stop leaning on my chair. His championship rival, Hutchins, the number 15 car, currently running 9th. Or 4th in the AM race so far, is a little bit behind. You can just see him there in the blur in the background. So definitely Trainboy 2005 might be able to get the first win, but I'm not too sure if he's going to be able to get the win, as Usheisen has pitted at the 2-minute mark. Coming out literally at the 41-minute mark there. Might be an interesting one to see how he comes out. He might have had some damage, I'm not 100% sure. Trainboy 2005 is still chasing the rear of Feidlach, just over 3.5 tenths, separating the 2 drivers. Here's Trainboy 2005, almost looking down the inside of the second to last corner. Didn't make the move work for the minute. We'll have to have a look how he goes now as they head down the start-finish straight. I'm not sure if Trainboy 2005 is going to be close enough to the rear of Feidlach. He might be to get the draft, but I don't think he is. Have a look as he heads through for 158.5. But we'll leave that battle to start to go on a bit further now, as we're with William Treasure, the number 500 QP machine, on the rear of that's Burning just ahead as well, with Trev Hummer just behind, who's also achieved a drive-through penalty tonight. Quite a few drivers getting the old drive-throughs, I think, but this track being one that does bring out the drive-through penalties, because it just wants to make you push and push and push and push. Because you can see there's quite a lot of ground between yourself and the wall, and sometimes you just push a bit too much and end up going off the track and getting a penalty here. As now we're with Alex Trifonov, who's chasing the rear of Mercury. Definitely within the slipstream of that BMW. You can see how quickly the rear of the 41 machine is coming up to Trifonov. As further up the grid, Alacia, currently 3rd place in the pro standings in this race, has also gotten a drive-through penalty. As Trifonov goes a bit wide on the left, dips the curve to the apex there. Look, there's Speed Spec, who's been overtaken by Hutchins just ahead. That was not who I was wanting to look for. That wasn't who I was who I was wanting to look for there. As we've got Brad Hoove in the groove on the move. You can see behind the green grille of that BMW, who goes very wide into the second to last corner. That's going to allow Trifonov through, is it? Oh, they were almost side by side, almost some contact. Trifonov has gone through, now getting into 12th place. Mercury pushed back to 11th. But Larry Mercury, definitely one that I don't think this race, in any race that I've seen him actually, has wanted to slow down and give up, so definitely going to be trying to get the better of Trifonov. As Trev Hummer and Ushaizen also have drive-through penalties now. Bro has gone into the pits. I think there might be some damage to his car. It might even be a retirement. As Mr. Ed Cassetta has retired from the race as well. And Pierre Moreno has moved into the lead of the pro race, and Monticelli dropping back to second place. Pierre Moreno having a grand total of 25 kilograms of added ballast this race as well. Pro saying that he would be happier with, assuming his last race he had 60 kilos instead. So Mercury's out in the middle of no man's land. You can see behind Sommer and Burning as also see Brad Hoove in a groove on the move against Trifonov there as they head through the long right-hander. Some drivers opting to keep it tight. Some drivers very much opting to swing out wide and come back in. There's two definite lines have been occurring there. Honestly, I thought it was going to have more battles than I thought it would. As now with Trainboy 2005, Alesia's jumped into pit lane. Fidlak has dropped back as well into 6th position. So Trainboy 2005 now taking the lead of the AM race here. So far, I think there's actually some damage to the side of his car as well, or it might be dirt. It's one or the other. I hope that for his sake it is dirt and not damage, as we're now coming up 5 minutes to go until the halfway point. Ushaizen has taken his driver penalty, so too has Alasia, who drops down to 10th position from 3rd. So definitely one that he's not going to have wanted today. However, these things do just occur in racing. Sometimes you can't do much about it if you take a bit too much of the track for granted. Then sometimes it will just bite back and give you a penalty. You just have to live with it, really. There's not much more that you can really say about it. You know, all these people, they want to, all these guys, they want to get as much out of the cars as possible. They want to use as much of the track as possible as well, which is not a bad thing. You know, you wouldn't go, oh, as Treasure goes round. Burning has to take evasive manoeuvres there. Around there's William Treasure. That's going to be, I think, very unhappy tyres as he goes on to the red ultra grippy stuff. That stuff does ruin your tyres. I think luckily for him, he wasn't actually turning. Most of his spin was done on the actual tarmac and not the ultra grippy tarmac there. As now we're back with Alex Trifonov on the rear of Brad Hoove. You can also see Alasia just ahead in the orange Lamborghini. Starting lap 13. Your leaders for both classes, Pierre Moreno for the Pro class and Trainboy 2005 for the AM class. Let's hear how heavy that gearbox is as Trifonov changes gears, as he's, I think the latest is going to be a bit faster through the Mistral straight in the faster sector. It seems the Mercedes getting quite close through the first sector as well, so I could just be entirely wrong. We'll have a look now as they head to the Mistral straight. Quite a bit of curve it seems. Let's have a look. Is the rear of that Mercedes going to get closer and closer as the straight goes on? There's quite a lot of straight, so we'll have a look. Yes, that Mercedes is getting closer. But it's not really going to be within enough time, I don't think. Whoa, Hoover brakes very late. I think actually he has to slam on the brakes a little bit. He's now very close to the rear of Brad Hoover in the number 11 Mercedes-AMG. Have a look what happens here as they head through. Both drivers hitting the inside curve there. Drivers will also be opting to pit around now. Troja has pitted in. Definitely a smart move for him, as he's also achieved a stop-go penalty, so that'll be speeding in the pit lane. There, Bingus and Bongus coming into the pits as well. Many drivers will be pitting around now. The half-and-half strategy being clearly the most popular. There is the pit lane entrance on the inside. Brad Hoover going into the pits, which putting Trifonov up to 10th place. The drivers that are pitting are starting to fall down the order. Sommer's coming as well. Seems as close as you can get to that halfway point, the better. But now it's quite a good split. Bingus and Bongus keeping the groove on the move. Sommer and then 19th through to 23rd have all pitted. They do not need to pit again this race once they get released from the pit boxes. Bingus and Bongus has been released from his pit box. Behind, he's actually fallen down the order. He's gotten out of the pit lane. Ahead of Hank by the look of things. We're now heading to Train Boy 2005, who has Fidlak just behind as well. Very close to the rear is Aaron Fidlak in the number 16 Audi. Train Boy 2005 having to defend now, but the pit stops will be coming in, so it might even be a case of will Fidlak stay out another lap? Will Train Boy 2005 stay out another lap? We'll have to have a look here as they come through the second to last corner. The pit lane entrance is actually on second to last corner nowadays, but this is before the reprofile. Oh, is Fidlak heading into the pits? Fidlak is heading into the pits. Train Boy 2005 is staying out for another lap. That's definitely going to be an interesting one to have a look. Train Boy 2005 now the only driver out on grid now, actually leading the race. One of the only drivers I think actually still has left to pit. I think the cars behind might be starting to pit in. Alasia hasn't pitted, Trifonov hasn't pitted. So what I've just said is completely wrong. Mercury and Burning have gone into the pit lane. Moreno has also pitted and he's been released from the box. So too has Monticelli. Liggins and Hutchins also have pitted, with Shoblam and Mercury pitting as well. Burning, Fidlak and Gottlieb also heading into the pits with Hank, Train Boy 2005, Arnold, Alasia and Trifonov. Drivers who have yet to pit now as we've gotten past the halfway mark. 29 and a half minutes just under remaining to go. Grid is now going to be split. That's not always a bad thing as we're going to be seeing some drivers now getting closer and closer. It's now just a half an hour sprint to the end of the race. Been actually quite an uneventful race in reality. Everyone's gotten through clean. We've had some good battles and there's still half an hour left, so I'm sure there'll be a few more good ones as well. But is Train Boy 2005 going to pit in now? We'll have a look. He heads through the final corner. Yep, heading into the pit lane now, so we'll have to see if Train Boy 2005 will lose the position to Aaron Fidlak, who actually has moved down to 10th behind Speed Spec there, so that might have been Fidlak getting jumped in the pit lane actually, as now there's also Mike Hutchins just behind as well, current AM Championship leader. So we'll have to have a look how it goes off of the mid-hour straight. Hutchins is on the inside, getting the move done on Fidlak. They're moving up into third of the AM. Fidlak's coming back down the inside, I think. Yes, down the inside. Hutchins has gone very wide there. Into, I think that's turn 8. It's a bit confusing up this end because some corners are classed as double corners. But it is Trainboy 2005 going to manage to get out of the pits. Trifonov has pitted in. Alacia has opted to stay out. So he will be the last driver to pit. Trainboy 2005 has been released from the pit box. See where he is. No idea. There is Trainboy 2005. Will Treasure goes around. So too does Speed Spec. So Trainboy 2005 comes out second place once more in the AM race. Speed Spec moves up into first place. Trainboy 2005 now on the rear of Speed Spec, as you can also see just behind. Hutchins is chasing the rear of Fidlack as well. You can also see a William Treasure just ahead in the white Audi R8. As Mercury has just picked up the drive-through penalty, probably for track limits once more, as that seems to be what the drive-throughs are. R4 nowadays, so definitely going to be a very not a great time really. If you get one at the start of the race, then yeah, sure, you can sometimes come back from it here, as Hutchins very much having a straight line speed on the Audi R8, goes down the inside of the Mistral straight once more. I think Fidlack even tries to get the switch back, but doesn't make it manage. Now Hutchins has actually held the position through turn 8 as well. As Trainboy 2005 is now having to negotiate William Treasure there, who goes out wide into turn 9. Look, Hutchins now behind William Treasure, who will be under blue flags. There you can see the blue flag waving marshal. As they do make contact in the second to last corner, Hutchins makes contact with William Treasure. That is, I think, definitely going to be one for the stewards to look at, as that has also moved Fidlack, back into 8th place and 3rd in the AM race. But Hutchins is going to be looking back once more. Into turn 1 he goes. Side by side, they make contact. Hutchins goes round. Fidlack keeps going. They were just side by side. Fidlack got a bit of side-on contact there with Hutchins as they went too wide through turn 1. Hutchins went round. Fidlack has stayed going forward. I think that's going to be Hutchins in his chair, absolutely swearing, I think. As they were side by side, Hutchins had already made contact with William Treasure, number 500. QP Audi R8 only went wide off of the track. Hutchins was running in 3rd in the AM standings, has now dropped down to 4th while trying to retake 3rd from that previous incident, and now actually has to negotiate Shoblem as well. Because for Hutchins, he is he is actually, if we have a look, he is only 14 points clear of Trainboy 2005, who's currently running 2nd in the race. So might be something that you will have to look at. Keep in mind that 1st place in the race gives you 14 points, 11 points for 2nd, 9 points for 3rd, and 7 points for 4th. This, I think, does mean that Trainboy 2005 can theoretically take the AM Championship next race. He would be able to take side lead this race if Hutchins didn't finish, and if he got 1st in the race, but at this current moment in time, he's heading up 2nd place as Fidlack drops into the pit lane. I think there might be a bit too much damage there for him. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see, as there is a row just existing. Yep, there is Fidlack heading into the pits and in his box as well. So think there will be damage there as Cadillac has dropped back off, so I'm not 100% sure what had happened. Here is Trainboy 2005, just under half a second behind Speed Spec. This would be for the lead as Hutchins has moved up into third place in the AM standings, which will be a grand total of 9 points added on, and he is currently at 47 points. So while this battle goes on, I can do a quick bit of math. So at 9 points, that would move him up to there, as you see him go off of the Mistral straight. So with a 9-point finish, if he retains position, that would be a grand total of 56 points. Trainboy 2005 currently running in second place. He'd be moving on to 44 points for retaining this position, which would give a grand total of a 12-point gap going into the next race. So if Hutchins misses the next race, or even just crashes out and doesn't finish, and Trainboy 2005 moves up into the lead and wins, that could be a grand total of Trainboy 2005 going in for the win. Definitely been a bit of a wild one, as we've still got just under 21 minutes left. Trainboy 2005 still chasing the rear of Speed Spec. Now being just over half a second. That they head onto the Mistral straight. I think Trainboy 2005 will be getting the draft. It might not kick in as soon as if it was closer. Mercury has also jumped into the pits. Speed Spec has now actually picked up a drive-through penalty, so that will be Trainboy 2005 promoted into the lead, and also I think Hutchins will be promoted into second place as Trainboy 2005 goes up the inside off of the Mistral straight. He is going to be promoted into the lead anyway, but he's making sure it's 100%. Trainboy 2005 takes the lead of the AM standings. It's just ahead as well. Liggins has been overtaken by Bingus Bongus for third place in the overall race and third place in the pro standings. So your top three from both splits is PM Renault, number 922 Porsche, Monticelli, number 66 Lexus, and Bongus in the number 8 McLaren. With your AM split of top three being currently Trainboy 2005, Speed Spec, who's just headed into the pits, and Hutchins, so it might end up becoming Trainboy 2005, Hutchins, and then Speed Spec, but we'll have a look. Here comes Speed Spec to the pits. There goes Alacia, there goes Shovlin, and there goes Hutchins as well. So Speed Spec has lost third place, is also coming through is Burning and William Treasure. William Treasure being a lapped car at this current minute in time. Here comes Cookie No Liver Racing Keck, and there also goes Trifonov. So Speed Spec has actually moved down into fourth of the AM standings with that drive-through penalty, actually, now that you fully look at it. So not going to be what he's going to have wanted to happen there. Third place would have been, you know, probably still not the best of things, really, but better than nothing. But he's now moved down into fourth, as we're now waiting to find out where Bingus Bongus is, as he is currently being attacked by Terry Liggins. They head off of the Mistral straight. I think Bingus Bongus took more runoff on the outside than Terry Liggins. Coming up to the final corner, just under 18 minutes left in the race now. Definitely has been a very good race today, actually. A bit of contact here and there. To be fair, as the race went on, it's now just a sprint to the end. Oh, lucky timing, essentially. I'm literally just talking about how the race has been. Yeah, it's been quite close as the time has gone on. A few different bit strategies, actually. Some people staying out quite a lot later than the half and half, which has, again, been the most popular. I think Hutchins has made the move on Problem there as they head into turn 1. Yep, the move has been made. So now Hutchins is going to be chasing the rear of Alacia and maybe Train Boy 2005. And yes, it has indeed been 43 minutes. The races do go very quick. And I do mean very quick. In fact, there are some races where I sit there and I'm at the end just like, wait, it feels like it's only been 10 minutes. Yeah, Train Boy running in first. He's been having a few battles. Came in actually a bit later than other people and headed out in second. Then actually got lucky with Speed Spec, the number 30 car, who was in first place in the AM. Getting a drive-through penalty, which promoted him actually to this quite comfortable lead that he's in now. So as long as he keeps it consistent and keeps it clean, he should be coming away with his first win today, which will be redemption from Spa. If you remember, he ran out of fuel on the second to last lap, which definitely hurt, I think. Theoretically, even if they finish like this, he will have a chance. It might not be a massive chance, and it will probably be a very big stroke of luck if he can do it. But he will have a chance to take the AM championship. But that will be 100% on the assumption that Hutchins retires or finishes very low, as they'll have a 12-point gap between the two coming into the next race. So it will be very, very close. Going into it, as you can now see, Burning has appeared in the background of this as well, actually chasing the rear of Shoblam, which is currently with Hutchins. Let's see if there's anything happening a bit around the grid, shall we? Here is Bingos McBongus. He's actually pulled away from Terry Liggins behind. Monticelli is just... What the fuck was that? Did anyone just hear that? It sounded like a bloody gunshot. When that camera changed, it just sounded like someone had shot me. I don't think it was. It sounded like it was in my headphones. That just scared the ever-loving Christ out of me there. Oh. I just hear what sounds like a gunshot. Let's quickly snap back. We're now with Burning, who's on the rear of Shobman. 13.5 minutes left in the race. It's now getting to the point where I'm running out of things to talk about. As we get the onboard camera. Oh, so much very high quality dirt texture there on the front of that car. Almost actually collecting the rear of Shoblan. So let's see as they go down the start finish straight. Burning is flashing. I'm not sure why. Shoblan is not a lapped car, so he doesn't have to move over. Yeah, down, braking it at the 100. Actually braking a bit closer to the corner. Burning does. Keeping it very close. It might be a move into turn 3. Let's have a look here. Because on the brakes he stays behind. Chauvelin misses the apex, but defends the inside apex. Around turn 4, down the inside goes Burning side by side. Oh, Chauvelin's going to get the faster line here, though, getting the outside onto the Mistral straight. Burning almost pushes him off the track there. So there we go, now on to the Mistral straight. We'll get a good rear camera view. With maybe Chauvelin catching up in the draft. Let's have a look here. As in the draft, Burning goes to the inside, goes to the outside, and then is just weaving about a bit, maybe moving back to the inside. He's going inside, outside here. I'm not sure that's 100% cash money within the rules there, as now Chauvelin was looking out the inside, but he's not now. Chauvelin staying behind for the minute. Both drivers going very wide off of the Mistral straight. Burning now leading Chauvelin there, but I think Chauvelin is going to be looking at coming back. I'm not 100% sure that Burning was 100% in line with the regs, with that little bit of weaving down the Mistral straight. He went to the inside, then to the outside, and then thought was going left, right, all the way down the straight, but he wasn't in a braking zone, so it might be okay. Not sure, that's one we can all argue about in the comments later. Now heading down, start, finish straight. Go 11 minutes just over left of the race. Not long now. The drivers will definitely want to be relaxing. The times are how far the car is behind the car ahead of it. So, for example, Moreno doesn't have a time, but Monticelli does have a time. The time that's next to Monticelli's name is the time between him and Moreno. Then the time for Bingus at Bungus is the time between him and Monticelli, and so on and so on and so on. Sometimes disappear as they sometimes don't exist as they're not through the timing sector, but they do come back occasionally. And the car behind gets told they're a lap down or a lap up when they head across the start-finish line. As now Burning is under attack by Chauvelin there off of the Mistral straight. They're going to go side by side. No, they're not. Chauvelin staying behind just for now, as now we're getting the helicam here for the first time around this sector. Look how long that right-hander is for the two drivers there. You can see Hutchins, as these two are battling, is going to be edging further and further away. 2.5 seconds separating Hutchins from the rear of Alacia, and then it would be just over 14.5 seconds between himself and Trainboy 2005. So with 9.5 minutes left, I think maybe a win for Hutchins here might be out of the question. It'd definitely be what I'm looking for, unlikely for Hutchins to get the win, but Hutchins, I think, is going to be quite comfortably in second place here. Is now down across the start-finish line. You can still see Burning is ahead of the yellow and we'll call that green car of Chauvelin, as Burning takes a lot less of the inside curve through turn 1, but a lot more through turn 2. Now we're on the run down to turn 3. Is Chauvelin going to be making a move down the inside? We'll have a look, as they're almost hub to hub. Chauvelin was looking down the inside. Ooh, almost fully committed there, but managed to drop back when Burning shut the door. But it might be another case of drafting down onto the Mistral straight once more. So we'll get this camera. There is Alacia just ahead there, going away. As the rest of the cars jump through. Chauvelin now on the rear of Burning. Is he going to do the same weaving thing as before? No, he's not. He's staying pretty straight here at the minute. Chauvelin right there. Burning is placing himself into the middle of the road. Let's get an onboard there as he is staying outside. Have a look, because Chauvelin now, I think they're actually going to be side by side. Let's have a look. No, they're not. It looked like it from that camera, but the helicam gives us a whole new angle to have a look, and no, they're not. So Burning once more survives Mistral straight with Chauvelin in the draft behind. The time is running out for Shovlem to make his move on Burning there, as now we get the onboard cam from the bonnet of Frederick Shovlem's car. Sorry, the hood. I need to translate for the Americans in the chat. As now through the final corner. Ooh, Burning seems to miss the apex there. That might hurt his time. We'll have to have a look now as they head down the start line straight. Across now to start lap 26. Through turn 1. Through turn 2. Burning is now actually very close to the rear of Hutchins as well. Because, well, that was very much a bit of an ambitious move there through turn 5. Burning just diving down the inside of Hutchins, now actually getting ahead as they head onto the Mistral straight. Burning goes out quite wide. Now Shovlem's going to get in on it as well. Actually behind Hutchins as they are now heading almost free abreast down the straight. Actually in a triangle. Burning, I think, is going to be trying to defend more from Shovlem than he will be Hutchins. Hutchins will not affect his championship standings, however Shovlem will. But Shovlem gets a choice of 2 cars to draft off of here, as now they head through turn off of the Mistral straight. Burning very wide through the corner. Shovlem now side by side. Is Shovlem going to get down the inside and finally make the move that he's been planning for the past few laps? Yes, he is for now, but it might not stay. And my voice is absolutely dying. I'm not sure if that's coming through, as almost contact between Burning and Shovlem there. Shovlem is now holding, I think, 6th in the pro race so far. Burning has been headed down into 7th. If my counting is correct, let's have a look, shall we? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Yep, so Shovlem is now holding 6th in the pro race so far. Burning moved down into 7th place, so there's still enough time, I'd say, for Burning to make another move, but it's going to have to be sooner rather than later with 5 minutes left on the clock. So about 3 more laps now as Shovlem is chasing the rear of Hutchins once more. So onto the Mistral straight once more. Is Shovlem within range to get a draft off of Hutchins? I'm not 100% sure here. 6 tenths behind, just over half a second, so maybe like a tiny bit of one, but I'm not 100% sure if it was anything massive now. It's getting very close now to the rear of Hutchins. We'll have to have a look as Moreno is still your current race leader, going very deep on the exit of the corner, so that might be Shovlem. Lost all that time he had gained to Hutchins there through that corner. It might actually have opened the door back up to Burning behind as well. 3 minutes 40 seconds left. So not really many laps left to go as Shovlem goes off. Why? Shovlem goes off, actually promoting Burning back up into 6th place in the pro race. 8th place overall. Bit of an odd one there. I'm not sure what happened. He might have just started getting a bit loose and just threw the car wheel straight to be able to have maybe just as an attempt to keep the car from spinning round instead. Actually just promoting Burning up to 6th place and 8th place overall. we're coming up now to the final few laps. Let's see if we can get the angle on our current race leader. Here is Pierre Moreno, who will be moving up, I think, into the lead of the pro standings. Maybe even the race, maybe even the championship win tonight for Pierre Moreno. As Eat Magash will not be scoring any points, so he'll be staying at 55. So Pierre Moreno will be going up to 50 points this race. Sorry, not 50 points, 60 points this race with the race win, which will be a 5-point gap between himself and Eat Magash into the final race. So it is still all to play for. Keep in mind that the point gap between first and second is only 3 points. The point gap between first and third, however, is 5 points. So it could even be a tie. Eat Magash in 2 weeks' time for the final race will have to come through and hope that Pierre Moreno gets fourth if he gets the win. Or, yeah, it's going to be very close actually into the final race. I'm not sure if there are penalties for points for non-attendance. I know that is something that runs in the Skip Barber Championship for the teams. I'm not 100% sure if it runs in the GT Championship either. So here comes Pierre Moreno. There'll be one more lap after this. One more lap. Here is Toby Long, actually, chasing the rear of Trev Hummer. Trev Hummer joining, I think, for this race only this season in the 404 Lexus. See Trev Hummer there. Looks like there might be some paint chips onto the front of his car. Have a look as now through the second to last corner is Toby Long for Robotics, going to be able to make the move on Trev Hummer as through the final corner. Trev Hummer defending the inside there, but I'm not sure if that Lexus has a straight line speed against the Aston Martin. We'll have to have a look as they head down towards the first corner. See what happens. T1. Well, I think they're going to stay ahead for now. Yeah, I think that maybe Trev Hummer might be on borrowed time here as Toby Long almost side by side. As now they are side by side into turn 3. Let's see, down the inside goes Toby Long. Trev Hummer can't even push back up around the outside there. So Toby Long making the move, and making the move quite quickly actually. As Hutchins is also just up ahead, been overtaken by Burning as well. Here is Pierre Moreno once more, your current race leader and soon to be race winner, coming through the final corner. Sorry, not the final corner, the corner off of the Michel Straight. A few more corners to go till the end. Round the long right-hander here. Pierre Moreno has been an absolute force this season alongside Ed Cassetta when he had his skills from Assetto Corsa come in to ACC. Eat Magash has been an absolute force to be reckoned with as well during this season in the McLaren 720S. Pierre Moreno will be getting the 60 kilogram ballast next race out. So it's definitely going to be one to watch in 2 weeks' time for the final race at the Nürburgring. As now around the final corner comes Pierre Moreno. And here he comes across the line to take the win. Pierre Moreno wins at the Circuit Paul Ricard. Moving up into first place in the Drivers' Championship, as now we're going to get the free cam and watch as many more people head across the start finish line. You can see the fireworks exploding here. So where is the start finish line? There it is. There's our man. As through comes Toby Long from Robotics, and then Trev Hummer there, moving into 20th. So Mercury, Toby Long, and Hummer taking 18th, 19th, and 20th, respectively. Monticelli coming through for second place. Third place, as it will be coming round the corner, I think will be Binghams McBongers, but Liggins might be there as well. No, Binghams McBongers comes through. Liggins just over 6/10 behind as Trainboy 2005 comes across to win the AM class. That is his first win. Ushisen has also picked up a drive-through penalty on the final lap. Vangelis comes through in 23rd for the race today as well. There's a few more drivers come through. There goes Alacia coming through 6th, 5th in the pro standings, and then Burning coming through in 6th. Dublin going through 7th in the pro standings. 9th, Hutchins 2nd place in AM standings. Trifonov comes through 10th. So to the speed spec in 11th. 12th comes through as Arnold Ushaizen gets a 30-second penalty. Well, I think keeping him in 12th, but I could be wrong, as now we're just waiting for a few more drivers to come through. Still waiting for Sommer to appear. Same with Gottlieb, Feidlach, and Hubengroove on the move, as well as William Treasure be coming through. Here comes, I think that's William Treasure leading with Sommer just behind. Yep, comes through William Treasure, followed by Sommer taking 22nd and 14th respectively. Now 3-car gap coming through. Hubengroove on the move coming through, and then the rest there. So that is the end of the race. Your top 3 from both classes being Moreno, Monticelli, and Bingus McBongus for the Pro class. Trainboy 2005, Hutchins, and Trifonov for the AM class. We're now going to so let's just go through your final standings. Pierre Moreno comes through to take a win, followed by Monticelli, Bingus McBongus, Liggins, Trainboy 2005, Alacia, Burning, Stoblem, Hutchins, Trifonov, Speedspec, Arnold, Sommer, Ushaizen, Hoove, Gottlieb, Feidlach, Mercury, Long, Hummer, Hank, Treasure, Vangelis, and Rowe come through. Rowe retired. The drivers that didn't finish were Rowe, Cassetta, and Hockett for this race. So we're now going to take a quick look and see if any drivers want to come through for an interview, and just put down the drivers that I'm looking for, as I'm getting many tags here. So I'm just going to use my time. I'm lost in the Discord. I need that one here. So interview. Due to my time tonight, because I have to go to sleep very soon, Trainboy 2005 and Darkest will be interviewed tonight. I normally aim to do the top 3, but tonight I sadly have to go to sleep earlier than normal, so we'll see when they come through. Trainboy 2005 will be first, so let's drag in Trainboy 2005, your race winner for the AM class. Hello, Trainboy! So, finally it's come! With weeks of bad luck, you've finally come through to take a win!
Yeah, finally. Oi. Oh, I was on 3 track limit warnings the entire race.
Oh, yeah, quite a few people were getting drive-throughs. I think Hutchins came through 2nd place in the AM standings? Well, I think I did the math, and theoretically you can win the title, but where do you think you are? Do you think if you get lucky you will, or are you going to aim to hold that 2nd place and come back next season, maybe even in the pro class?
Yeah, I have no clue right now. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm like zoning out right now.
Is it the excitement by any chance?
It just was like, holy smokes, I was not expecting that. Like, I was hoping for it, but expecting it, I didn't know, because I thought something stupid was going to happen. And then the whole lag thing that happened where everyone was flying across the track, I was like, oh gosh. I felt like I was going to get taken out.
Yeah, that was something, because, well, during the race, the driver ahead of you, the NSX, when you were fighting for 1st place, got a drive-through. Did you actually notice that at all, or was it just like, oh, let's get past him?
Well, I was trying to get past him, and then I was just thinking, okay. And then I kept on seeing him go pretty darn wide. Like, the long corner after the straight, I just kept on seeing him go wide. I was like, something ain't right. And then all of a sudden he got the drive through, and I was like, okay, there it is.
So, really, if he wouldn't have gotten that, where do you think you would have come? Would you have gotten past him, or do you think it would have been very close?
I got past him anyway before he even took the drive-through, so I'm guessing I would have taken it anyway.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything you'd like to add before I let you back?
No. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye. So that was Trainboy 2005. I'm going to now do a joke. Boo! You are cool enough, Muscle. I'll quickly do you, and then I'll do Dark. So you come through second, and you are cool enough to get an interview. So how was the race from you? I normally don't see you very much in the streams. You seem to be always making moves without really getting my attention.
Yeah, no, I don't know if there's something that is the opposite of lap one hero, but I'm that because my lap one is always terrible. I lost, I think, 6 positions on lap one. Then I started to make it back. I think it was lap 2. I roasted my rear tires pretty bad, and I was struggling with that for most of the first stint. But the second stint went pretty well. So overall, it was a good race for me.
So where are you in the championship? There you are, Mo. You are in tied 8th. So where do you think your championships are? Or are you sort of going to be setting the car in more and hoping for further up the grid next season?
I'm hoping for further up grid. I mean, obviously, being higher up the grid is better. I think today was a little bit of a fluke, as much as I hate to admit it. Ed was had to start from the pits. I know Magash wasn't able to make it, so I think today was a little bit of a fluke. But if I can get more flukes, that'd be excellent.
And what do you think your chances are for next season? Do you think you're going to be fighting up the front or sort of in the mid-pack?
Well, I like to change up the car from season to season. So I'm looking at a different car for next season. I don't dislike the McLaren. I think the McLaren is an excellent car. I just want, a change of scenery, I guess. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm looking at the Bentley, although I drove that in a different league last season, so we'll see. Hopefully, upper mid-pack. Even if I could fight for podiums, that would be excellent. There's some tough competition up there, though. I gotta put in some work to get up there.
And on a different subject, because I've been plugging it, the McBongus 400 is coming up.
It is.
I'll be commentating that. You're in the GT4 for that. How do you think you're going to do in the McBongus 400?
Well, my first time driving a GT4 in an actual race, I toyed around with it like in practice, but I've never actually raced it before, so it's going to be a different experience, which is why I wanted to do it. There are some pretty fast guys in GT4s in our little group of GT4s, so I'm optimistic, but it's going to be a fight, I think.
Well, who knows? All going well, you might be cool enough to get an interview in a GT4 instead.
Here's hoping.
So, is there anything you'd like to add before I let you go, Mr. Bingus McBongus?
I hope to be in the commentary booth again soon, hopefully. But I guess that's up to my driving.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, mate. I'll speak to you later. Goodbye.
Thanks for having me.
And now one more interview for tonight because there's quite an important question. And your race winner, Mr. Pierre Moreno. Hello, Moreno.
Hello.
You came through for the win. No Magash today.
Yeah, fortunately Magash didn't feel very well, so it's sad that we couldn't fight together, but I still had a fight with Monicelli, so that was fun.
But thinking of that, I think I did the math earlier. If my math is correct, there's only going to be a 5-point gap between you two going into the final race if he comes, which very close.
Yeah, it definitely closes up the championship. I don't know how many races we have left. I don't know if it's just one more.
One more race, Nürburgring.
Yeah, Nürburgring. Right, so yeah, I'm gonna have to work hard on the setup because I definitely want to win that one, or at least be in a top spot.
And as well, you have the max ballast going forward.
Yes, that is not going to be fun.
I think the last time you had it was Spain?
Spa.
Oh, was it Spa? And does that make the car more difficult to drive?
Extremely. In Spa, it was horrible. Luckily, Nürburgring is definitely more of a Porsche track, but I think Nürburgring is going to be in the rain,
Ooh.
So the forecast is for rain. So I've never tried ballast plus rain, but I'm sure it's not great.
And if there is a 5-point gap going into the last race, what do you think? Are you optimistic, or are you sort of going to be sitting back and seeing how it goes?
I think it's going to be extremely close, but I am not expecting to win the championship. I think it's going to be very, very hard because my gosh is very good, and everybody, in the pro class is very good. So
Well, we'll have to see how that comes. Because I asked Muscle about it as well. The McBongus 400 is coming up next week as well. You're racing the GT3 class. How are you feeling for that 4-hour race?
well, it's not my first endurance race, so I'm really looking forward to it because I love 4 hours. 4 hours is just the right format. We also have GT4 on the grid, so it's going to be chaotic, but hopefully good. And no ballast, so it'll be nice to finally race without extra weights. And I also have a great teammate in Usama Carolia, who I've raced before. So I think us two together, we're going to make a good team, and I hope we can score decently.
And if I had to pressure you, where is your target for the 400? Are you going to be aiming for the win or a podium or fighting in the mid pack?
I think if we stay relatively trouble-free, we can aim for a top 5. I think that's credible.
Well, the best of luck to you. Is there anything you would like to add before I let you go?
No, thanks again for the stream. Yeah, you have a good one, man. And see you for the next and last race. And then for next season we'll have Pro, Silver, and AM class. And we're also going to review the ballast penalties. Probably have them for each class, but have them much lower. So next season is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
Definitely going to be a season to look out for. Thank you, Mr. Moreno. I will let you go now. Have a good evening.
Thanks, man. You too.
So that was Pierre Moreno, your race winner for the Pro Class. 5 points separating himself from Eat Magash going into the final race of the season. But for now, I have been Husky. That was the Racing Pals Assetto Corsa Competizione RP Series Season 2 race at Paul Ricard. Thank you from me and everyone at Racing Pals. The live broadcast, the replay of the broadcast will be available over on my YouTube channel at That Husky. Make sure you follow and subscribe and do all the things over there, as well as here that you get asked to do all the time. I've been Husky. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.